So we are still reviewing Adolescence, the Netflix series, right? Which I encourage every parent, parent or no parent, please. It's a movie you must watch. Let's watch that movie. Have our thoughts dropped at the comment section. It's a discussion we must have. This is a feedback for us. Let it be a feedback for us in our parenting journey as we raise this community, as we are trying to develop this community to help our children to parent wholesome kids so that we also can proud ourselves as wholesome parents. This is something we should look at. So on this series, we are going to be analyzing Jemmy's family. Okay, we'll analyze Jemmy's family. What are their names now and again? I think Edison, Manda. Manda is the mom. Lisa is the girl, their girl who is in college. This was a normal family, if isn't it? A normal struggling family. The father is a plumber with his plumbing van, going all over the place trying to make ends meet for his family. The mom is a housewife doing, raising her children to the best of her ability, raising her children to the best of, her ability. But little did she know that there was something missing. They actually didn't have a connection with their children. They tried to provide food, they tried to provide fees, they try to send their children to college, to school. Yes, they go to school every day, but there was something missing. The mental touch, the connection, the bond, the safe environment, the safe space where your children can speak to you. That's what was missing in that family. The family was not a bad family. They had never recorded um any event of any ill event. It wasn't recorded until that day, early hours of the morning. I took time to watch that movie and I have my notes. I didn't just watch it, I have my notes. I have a lot of takedowns from that movie. They were a normal family, like your family. They woke up 6:15 a.m. and everything changed around. Everything. It was like a dream of the night. Everything changed for this family. Like I said in the first series, when I was analyzing the main character, that character was never told to us to be a monster created by God and imputed into that family, injected into that family. No. This was a child that just lost something small. He lost something small. He had a struggle that he didn't have the appropriate people to communicate that struggle with. I put it to you today. Is your child communicating with you? Have you created that space? Have you created that space where your children can communicate with you? Have you created the space where your children can communicate with you? Have you created that space? This was a good family. You are a good family. You are a good mom. You are a good dad. But are you in touch with your children? Are you in touch with your children? Do you know their language? Do you know the language the Gen Zs? We now call them the Gen Zs. Do you know the language they speak? This was just the little thing that lacked in this family. There were no bad families. If you remember, if you remember, the father asked the mom on the day of his birthday when he broke down. When he broke down, he was weeping inside the bedroom. They had tried for that day to be a normal day, even though the lads around the environment came and wrote on the van nuns. There was an outrage from the man and everything. But the wife said, why don't we go out? It's your birthday today. They tried for that day to be normal. They tried to put away the fact that their child, their only boy child, had been, in the hands of the government for about 7 months. He was out there for 7 months. They tried for that day to be a normal day as well. But by the end of the day, when they finished the outing and came back home, reality set in again. We are celebrating without the only male child in this home. They began to speak to themselves. And I'm very happy that at that point, when they sat through this conversation, this family never contracted the responsibility of um, um, failure of that boy to the outside world. Neither did they contract it out to the boy. But the mother said to the dad, maybe it is our fault. We were not there. We thought we were there. That's what we all think. You think you're there. Please go and watch the video on providing unwavering support for our children. Watch that video. This is what I was talking about in that video. It starts from when the children are small, attending their school functions. Oh, what was your day like? We need to talk. You should be able to understand your children's language. When they speak, in fact, you should anticipate the next thing that is going to be coming out of their mouth. If you have a connection, if you have a healthy relationship that gives birth to ease of communication, you should be able to know the next thing that will jump out from your child so that an outsider is not telling you about your child. When they tell you about your child, you should be able to know whether what they are saying is true or not of your child. I know some children are double-faced. So there's a way they behave at home and there's a way they behave outside. Those are not the, and all of these things are created by us. Do not watch that movie and say, God forbid, my son is this. We are going to get to, the aspect of owning a phone, the digital space, and everything. But this particular series is just analyzing the family. It wasn't a bad family after all, but there was something missing, which they never provided to their child. What the psychologist did for that child at the course of events, what the psychology did at the course of events, is what they should have done for that child earlier in his upbringing, the safe space, conversation, sitting through conversation. The boy would have been able to come to them to say, look, these are the kind of things that Kathy is saying to me. And she's saying these things to me online. The boy didn't, it wasn't on WhatsApp, it wasn't a person, it was online. The bullying was online. People were reading those comments, people were seeing them, but nobody could decode what those love symbols with different colors meant. This is what we are going to be analyzing on the next video. We shall be analyzing the Gen Z's pattern of communication, coded languages, and all of those things. But for this video, I am saying that I'm happy the blame was not contracted out by this family. They came to the realization that, yes, they created the lacuna, they created the gap. Are you parenting with gaps? Are there gaps in your communication with your children? Please do not watch Adolescence dis disconnecting yourself. Watch it with the mind of, am I doing the right thing? Am I parenting well? Is everything okay in this family? Will I stand up one morning and I see that, oh, everything has fallen apart? I need your comments on the comment section as always, because the conversation must go on. Stay tuned for the next series where we shall be discussing the coded languages, the coded